Can I get the sound check in the chat, please? Sound check. Mic check. Big Devils win. Woo! It was a tough night for Chris. It was a tough night for Chris. Are we all go? Are we all systems launch here on the audio? Are we all systems launch on the audio? You guys are slow over here. It's all right, Chris. There'll be better days.
How about those Devils? How about those Devils?
How about those Devils, baby? Woo! How about those Devils, Chris? How about those Devils?
It was embarrassing hearing
the chants were loud in the garden, weren't it? It's all right, Chris. But I'll have to ask for the haters, for all the clowns that have been coming around after every loss, crying about the Devils this, the Devils that. I ask you once again.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I think, are you not entertained? The New Jersey Devils doing it big tonight for everybody watching worldwide. Win of the season. The Devils, your New Jersey Devils, my New Jersey Devils, our New Jersey Devils go into Madison Square Garden, whipping the New York Ranger ass by a score of 5-1. Oh, my God, these nights. These nights are the special nights, my friends, for all of you out there. Oh, we got to take care of business. I'm overly excited. You already know. Win or lose, we booze. Tonight, we're going with the great Martin Brodeurs vodka, Dirty Devil vodka. I'm going to start calling this Victory Vodka. Victory Vodka, not for you. You drink loser beers. Victory Vodka for the New Jersey Devils. And wow, guys. Wow, oh wow. We're going to do this on the little ball of ice there with a little ruby red because it's a good source of vitamin C. Got to get our daily fruit intake. So, you know, we do a little bit of the ruby red in the vodka. Cheers to Devils Nation, your New Jersey Devils going into the Garden, beating our hated rivals. Cheers to you guys by a score of 5-1. A couple great things about tonight. Obviously, the win, but some ugly trends were broken. Stopped the 7-game streak of surrendering the first goal. That was an annoying continuance, giving up the first goal and playing from behind for you probably don't know about this, but Devils gave up the first goal in the last 7 games. Completely ridiculous. Constantly chasing. We stopped the 3-game Markstrom streak of surrendering a goal on the first shot against. That's an absolutely atrocious stat. That didn't happen tonight. Our big guns were gunning. Jesper Bratt with a goal and 3 assists. Hughes with 2 goals and an assist. Markey with 38 saves on 39 shots. I mean, wow. Wow, oh wow. What a night to be a Devils fan. What a response from this group coming off of that painful Capitals loss. But wow, guys, it really cheers. I mean, Devils Rangers. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad for him. Not really, because he's a little clownish, and I hate his team. But unlike the last game, there was really, you know, you kind of were acting like you was at a funeral most of the time. I mean, the last one, we had the line brawl. That was great. And then there was some scoring back and forth. Tonight was just very anticlimactic. It was
domination by the Devils.
It was never a game. It was never in question. And Markstrom, you know, listen, Markey, listen, a lot of people have been down on Markey. Cheers to Jacob Markstrom, guys. These are the nights that I told you would happen. Now, as the body of work as a whole, has he underwhelmed a little bit, in my opinion? A very little bit up till tonight, yes. But I did tell you boys all summer that when he is on, Markstrom is going to be an X factor. And tonight he definitely was. Granted, the Devils, controlled most of the game, but there were some hairy moments. And in the end, the Rangers outshot the Devils 39-28. They had some amazing grade A's throughout the game. Some amazing chances on the power play, especially. Markstrom made a bunch of 10-alarm saves, in my opinion. And this is the Jacob Markstrom I was hoping to see consistently. Now, obviously, in my opinion, he's had a bunch of great outings. he's had some flops as well. But the Markey tonight, when he is on, that is the guy that could bring us to the promised land. 1,000%. You get goaltending like that from Markey, and these guys play in front of him anywhere like they did tonight. I mean, are you going to tell me I'm not saying they're gonna, but would it shock you if the Devils won the Cup or made a deep playoff run?
Make a deep playoff run?
They,
No.
they look like a playoff run team,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
A deep team.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
As painful as it is to admit that.
39 shots on goal to the Devils 28. Yeah, where are the haters? Wow. I'm going to get to a couple of these comments. I want to go over the goals, but what an absolute beautiful night. Wolf Rock and Ace, heavier, edgier, more violent. We beat the shit out of the Rags, my friend. I have to find some of that dirty Devil vodka. I'm going to help you find it. Survey, not one single Ranger was noticeable on the ice tonight. Well, I mean, I noticed Kreider when he put it in the net on the power play, but I mean, that was probably about it. True Patriot Ace has been right. He's a prophet. Call me the prophet, baby. Chris Drury better wake the fuck up and make some moves. Warren, I'm assuming you're a Ranger fan. I'm so sorry to hear that. I am curious. You're a Ranger fan. Do you think Drury, is it time to hit the panic button? Are you trying to shake it up? Let's hear
100%.
thoughts from a Ranger fan. So where do you start with your changes?
I told the chat before we came on live that
talk a little louder.
I was telling the chat before we went
Bro,
live.
put your head up. You look like the Unabomber. You look at the camera's right there.
We needed to make a move.
Look at the camera.
I'm fucking saying my shit, man.
All right, you got to focus. He's a little slow, guys. Bear with him.
They needed to make a move in the offseason. They got Riley Smith, and this is what happens. You have a team that we don't have enough playmakers. It's just a mess right now. It's a mess, and we're
if you have the keys to the kingdom of the Broadway Blue Skirts, what moves are you making in the upcoming week? Are you looking for a major shakeup?
I don't know if it's going to happen in a week.
But I'm not what your prediction is. What would you do? I'm not what you're predicting.
Honestly, I don't know.
Talk to the people.
I don't know right now what I would do. I think we have to get Rempe in the lineup more often.
Oh, interesting. You're looking for a little heavier, edgier, more violent player yourself. Okay.
We need
little spark.
A little spark. I don't know what the deal is with.
What about? Are you trying to blow it up? Are you trying to move on from any of the core guys like Kreider or Benajad?
I think they should have traded Trouba.
Well, I think no one wanted Trouba, my guy. I think they tried to trade Trouba. I don't think you're giving Trouba away.
I think that's still in the cards, but
it's going to be some heavy retention there. No one's taking that.
With my buddy Warren here.
Well, maybe he will. Rich Reynolds, Markey was a stud in the net tonight. Absolutely, I believe he was the first star of the game. And again, guys, if we get this Markey or a version anywhere near this come April, woo, when the guns are gunning, Jesper and Jack just looking like absolute elite NHL talents tonight that they are, brought their A game. Jack seems to own the Rangers for whatever it is.
What does he have, like 9
against the Rangers? Yeah, something crazy. They're going over the stats. Big games, big moments. Jack comes to play, and for whatever reason, he's the Rangers' daddy, and you love to see it in these rivalry games. But as far as the Devils go, I mean, they needed something. They needed a game like this. I would have never predicted. I would never predict a Devils win in this fashion because to crush a team like that, and especially in a big rivalry game.
The Rangers, the way the Rangers have been playing.
With the ways
the way the Rangers have been playing
today, Junior.
Come on, I kind of expected.
I thought the Devils were going to win, but at the on the Rock, at the Garden with Shesterkin and net to say 5-1. I mean, it's a little bold. I didn't give a score in my preview video. I did predict the Devils would win, but I didn't think it would be that. I mean, it was a domination. It really was, and you'd love to see it. I mean, with a different goalie in net, it could have been a closer game. I mean, like I said, Markstrom made some big saves and some big moments. Stick Figs, cheers to the heaviness, edginess, and the violence. We didn't see a lot of violence, but heaviness and edginess. I mean, I'm going to get to the game stats later, but blocks, shots, and hits were on full display throughout the game. Gentlemen, I should have went. I was so close to going, but MSG prices end me. Yeah, MSG, listen, the world's most famous arena is never going to be cheap to get into. And when the Battle of the Hudson is on display, ticket prices tend to be pretty crazy, but I checked not so long. I didn't think they were that crazy, but I'm desensitized to the obnoxious pricing of live sporting events because I've just been, desensitized over time. Ritter Engine 128. I love the Devils fans wooing at the MSG. That was nice at the end. Gem Card, how much do we have to donate for Chris to put on a Devils jersey? That's a question for Chris. It's probably a lot cheaper than you guys think. I'm curious.
I don't know. It has to be a lot, I think.
Half a tank of gas and a pack of American spirits. He'll do a tattoo.
No tattoo. No tattoo. That's permanent.
Oh, Wrestling Guitar Facer intros brew with your racks. He said, listen, I had to take his abuse when we were getting killed. And, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Today, this guy is the nail. Joe Mama, 39 saves. NHL.com has 39 shots on goal. It occasionally does change, but I'm sure I'm seeing 39 shots. Would be 38 saves. Woodson, roll over and wake SST up. Woodson, NJ beat a rival, destroyed them. Let us be happy for a night, you Debbie Downer. I bet you're the life of the party. Tanner, let's go Devils. Jacob Truba, whatever happened there is they tried to get rid of him and no one wanted him. That's pretty much what happened. I mean, you're done with Truba, right? It seems like the whole fan base is pretty much done with him. But listen, he gave you guys
and made Crier the captain.
He gave you guys a spirited bout the other day against Anderson. Did you see that in Montreal? They were all over the ice. Did you see that fight?
Yeah, I saw it.
An absolute classic. Can't beat Washington, but we win in the cup. There's Woodson, right on cue. One game. Woodson just end it all, Woodson. No one cares about you. Just yeah. A troll. He claims to be a Devils fan. I can't believe it. Constantly says nonsense. We could win 10 games in a row, and he'll be like, yeah, see, we can't beat Washington, but we're winning the cup. Like, you can't win every game, Woodson. No one went 82-0 ever in the league. It's tough to hear you. I'm trying to be loud. Marky showed up tonight for sure. Natural Canopy, what's going on? Great. Look at his profile picture. Chrissy with the neck brace. We've got a lot of Sopranos guys in there. They might fire Laviolette tonight. What would be your thoughts on that?
No,
Too soon?
That's ridiculous.
Too soon?
That's ridiculous.
Are you a Laviolette guy?
I'm a Laviolette guy. Yeah.
Were you a Gallant guy?
I was. Yeah,
Were you a Torts guy?
I was a Torts guy.
Oh, so you just who was the last Rangers coach that you were like, I'm done with this guy?
That's a good question.
Pick your head up. Sit up. You got bad posture.
That's a good question.
Who was the coach before Torts?
What the hell is his name?
They had that college guy too for a minute, right?
Yeah.
What was David? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Or was it Tom something?
I forget.
No, it was David
I'm
something.
drawing a blank too. It wasn't David.
Win or lose, we booze. I forget the guy's name. He came from college though. They got rid of him pretty quick. I've thought this since 22. The Devs need to consider a road show, occasionally stopping at the Rock. They should just play every game away for the whole season. I mean, they're terrible at the Rock, and they're very good on the road. Frank, want to piss off a friend who's a Rags fan? Just tweet post it's a power play goal after the Devils convert a power play. They really hate that. I'm just scanning here. The Unabomber. The Rangers are ridiculous. They created so much turmoil in their locker room. Do you think there's turmoil in the locker room? They've now lost 6 of 7.
How can there not be at this point? How can there not be?
And who's supposed to be the one to kind of corral that? They lost 6 of 7. Who's in the locker room saying what at this point? After a brutal loss on home ice to your arch rival. I mean, who's saying what there tonight in that Garden locker room?
Oh, Kreider. The guys that are supposed to be performing that are not. Mika. I mean, he's been brutal this year. Just brutal.
Has the media jumped on him?
I haven't been following it that close.
Camera's right there, guy.
But
with his, just put this up a little bit, so just show him those eyes, baby.
No, you know
show
what?
him those. There we go.
I'm
see,
pissed off. I'm pissed off.
There you go. Look, they can see you now. They can see your ugly mug.
It's just
hit the like button. Thank you, Doug. Hit the like button, you stingy Moes. Hit the lights. Hit the like. Woodson's still talking smack.
How to run a better mic.
Yeah, Woodson. This guy's. I'm pretty sure he's a Ranger fan. We sent Johnny Sack back to Brooklyn. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go over the goals real quick. It didn't take long. 127 in. Palat grabs the puck from the corner in the D zone, passes to Bratter, just turns on the Jets, flying up the ice, develops into a 2-on-1 with Jackhughes. Keandre Miller kind of stuck between the two of them, trying to take away the pass to Hughes. And Brad says, no problem. Takes the shot, beats Shesterkin stick side. 127 in the first. Devils up 1-0. And they just kept on putting the pressure on those New York Rangers at 7:10. It starts with a little Luke Hughes pass interception, breaks through the neutral zone, gets into the O zone, gets it to Mercer. Mercer throws it to the point. Luke Hughes blasts one that is blocked. The puck comes right to Mercer. He skates, kind of cuts across the ice and rips one off the inside of Shesterkin's leg pad. 2-0 New Jersey Devils. Mercer's 6th from Lukey Boy at 7:10. That is how the period ends. And your New Jersey Devils are up 2-0 after 1. And I was talking shit to this guy pretty early. After 2-0 first period, his body language said it all. He was kind of slumped over in the couch, and he wasn't feeling too good. I was all fired up. Great first period for the Devils. Markey with some big saves. And they head to the second with a lead of 2-0. And at 9:04 on the power play, working it around, Nico tries to get the pass to Nason in the slot, and it's kind of in front of him or behind him, I forget. But it gets through him to Dougie, and Dougie's like, no problem. Dougie, bomb! And Dougie unleashes one into the back of the net. His 5th of the season. Dougie is heating up, my friends. Dougie on the power play from Hughes and Bratter. Devils up 3-0. And at this point, I'm just abusing this, obnoxious, man. Just obnoxious abuse. At 3-0, I'm like, you know, in the back of my head when I'm talking all this shit, I'm always like, all right, if they blow this game, I'm going to have to go into witness protection. But I didn't think there was any chance of it. And a few minutes later, 12:38, Luke rips one on net. Big rebound out in front. It comes to Jack. He does a beautiful spinorama. Beautiful spinorama move, keeping the puck on the ice. Buries it in the net. The defenseman, Carrick, had no idea it was in the net, and he's still looking for the puck. It was hilarious. The camera went to him. The puck's in the back of the net, and Carrick's doing one of these numbers. The puck's in the back of the net, bud. It happened too quick. A Jackie Boy spinorama gives the Devils the 4-0 lead. A little while later at 50 seconds, actually. 50 seconds later, I didn't realize it was that fast. Rangers on the power play. Panarin rips one on net. Markey gives up a juicy rebound. It's bouncing around in the crease. It comes right to Kreider. He buries it. Rangers cut the deficit to 4-1. And I was like, oh no, they're mounting a comeback. Do something. 18:56 on the power play for the Devils. Jack gets the puck high, takes a couple strides towards the net, stick handles a little bit, delays, and just rips a wrister through Shesterkin, who's being screened by Nico. Jackie Boys, 2nd of the game, 11th of the season on the power play from Bratt and Dougie Hamilton, giving the Devils the 5-1 lead. That is how the period ended. That is how the game ended. And your New Jersey Devils putting up a massive W. Massive W on Madison Square Garden, beating the Rangers 5-1. And what a beautiful, beautiful evening. Wow, my man Brian with the super chat. Buy that bum next to you a Devil sweater. Yo, so you're gonna wear the Devils jersey?
Never.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that.
A lot of hate for Rempe in the chat. Huh?
I didn't even see it.
You guys hate on Rempe. I know that.
I wasn't even in the screen, so I didn't even see what's going on. Buy that bum next to you a Devil sweater. I mean, listen, you are from the state of New Jersey. I don't even remember. How did you become a Ranger fan? You grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So who liked the Rangers?
These things just happen.
No, I know, but I mean, who put you onto the Rangers?
I think it was just friends, and
you never had friends. You never had any friends. So I don't know who you.
Well, you're my friend.
Listen, I was like, I need a Ranger fan to abuse on the live. Who could I call?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I was stupid enough.
You somehow, got friends when you were older, but you certainly ate lunch alone when you were a child. So I'm curious who these imaginary friends were that you claim like the Rangers, but really you don't know how you like the Rangers.
Well, how did you start to like the Devils?
I live in New Jersey, guy. We live in New Jersey.
Who cares?
I like all the home teams. If you don't like the home teams, in my opinion,
Ace,
it's clown behavior. I root for the
20 minutes away. I mean, it's kind of in our backyard. No, I mean,
it's not they're New York and you live in New Jersey. It couldn't be any clearer. If New Jersey didn't have a hockey team, it all makes sense. If hypothetically the internet existed 40 years ago or 50 years ago before the Devils existed, and we were on this live stream and you were saying, oh, it's the local team. It makes sense. But there's a New Jersey team that's, you were of age. So there is no real origin. You just, your supposed friends. But thank you very much, Brian. I'm going to figure out how,
it's very generous of him,
how to get this guy. I'm going to try to convert him, but you live in New Jersey.
Not going to happen.
You live in New Jersey. Oh, man, yeah, but Rempe can't even skate. Oh, yeah, they're coming in.
Yeah,
Chris looks like a dude in a terrorist hostage tape. Yeah, this is live on Al Jazeera. He's like, go, Rangers, go. Please don't cut my head off.
Oh,
man.
That was good, Steven.
Now we have a Ranger in our area. Rangers have no cojones. Sounded like Ace said Broadway blue skirts. I absolutely did say Broadway blue skirts, Cape Dweller. I'm just trying to. Rempe, they need to sell more shirts. You think is Rempe like the people's champ? He's got to be, right? I mean, they chant his name. It's like Rempe's a fan favorite.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's a fan favorite, but I mean, he's not in the lineup. So
Well,
I mean,
yeah, whose fault is that?
I guess he can't skate. Right?
Rempe's overrated. Do you agree that he's overrated?
Well, I mean, he's not a highly like he's not one of these skill players. He's
obviously a fourth line guy.
He mixes it up, That's why I want him in the lineup.
Chris has the anime shadow of embarrassment permanently hiding his eyes.
True.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be seen.
I don't want to be.
He might have open warrants, so maybe by the time he leaves here, there'll be cops outside waiting for him.
It was just an embarrassing performance, really.
I mean, listen, all teams have those nights.
But to the Devils' credit, though, I think Markstrom played out of his mind. I think there were. But I don't think he stole the game, though.
I
don't know. Do
you think Markstrom stole the game? I'm curious what you guys think. I think Markstrom played great.
He stole the game.
I don't think he stole the game.
I think it would have been much closer if maybe Allen was in net for the Devils. I think Markstrom was.
It's possible, but Markstrom played a hell of a game. The first thing I said during the game was Markstrom's is coming up huge here. A lot of people are split on Markey here around these parts. Garrett, all the Markey doomers should be ashamed. Great performance tonight. Markey is amongst the top for wins. Again, he's probably played a couple more games, but when Markey's on, guys, he's damn good. I mean, there's several performances you could point to throughout the season where he definitely was a difference maker. Tonight being one of them. He obviously had that shutout. Who was the shutout against? My mind is blank right now. But he played great in Calgary in a loss. He played great in a win in Ottawa. I mean, he's had a bunch of really good games, and he's had a couple not so great performances as well. But so far on the season, in my opinion, Markstrom has been almost to my expectations. If he puts a few more games of like tonight together, his stats were about league average. Roughly, give or take a little bit, in both goals against and save percentage heading into that last game. But after tonight, giving up one goal and saving 38 of 39, those numbers are getting better, fellas. That save percentage is going up and that goals against is going down. I haven't checked if it updated yet, but Vic, let's go Devils. Love the way he played, especially Markey. I mean, not much to complain about on a night where your New Jersey Devils go to the Garden and just lay the smacketh down. 5-1. Quick game stats. Devils 28 shots on goal. Rangers 39 shots on goal. I mean, it's pretty wild. Devils got pummeled in the faceoff circle. 41% to the Rangers, 59%. Power play for the Devils remains red hot. Or at this point, are we white hot? I think white is actually hotter than red, I believe. I think the white hot, right? White hot is hotter than red?
Yes.
So now we're white hot. I mean, I feel like every game they're 67%, 50%. Tonight they go 2 for 4 on the power play, 50%. So that number one power play in the league just got a little bit sexier there. Rangers go 1 for 4 on the power play. Their only goal, Kreider, parked out in front there. Devils 24 hits. Rangers with 25 hits. A good amount of hits. Heavier, edgier, more violent. Along with heavier, edgier, more violent comes the block shots. 27 for the Devils, 14 for the Rangers. And before I'm all over the place, guys. Nights like tonight, taunting clowns like him, and just giving the proverbial middle finger to the hockey world and the Rangers fans and their team. And for the most part here, that penalty kill in the first period I think it was the first period, where guys are broken stick again, another broken stick on a penalty kill. Unreal, terrible luck. Pesci, I think, blocked two lasers on the same one. He was limping around, then he got it blocked. Another one.
He blocked the one without a stick.
I think a couple other guys blocked him. Halla maybe ate a puck. I mean, you love to see it. Heavier, edgier, more violent. Guys just selling out, throwing their bodies everywhere. That was the best penalty kill in a long time. I can't say it was quite as beautiful as the 5-minute major at home against Nashville the other day, but that's probably a fairly close second. That was a very inspiring penalty kill with the Rangers just buzzing everywhere and Devils just eating vulcanized rubber like it was their jobs. But hits plus block shots, 24 hits, 27 block shots, 51. You'd love to see it. Your boy looks for over 40. We crushed that number tonight. Devils 18 giveaways, Rangers 12 giveaways, Devils with 4 takeaways, and the Rangers with 5 takeaways. And yeah, 39 shots. Wow, a lot of shots. And 25 blocks. That's what? Or 27 blocks. Sorry, so that's 66 shot attempts from the New York Rangers. Do they typically fire that much? They're just trigger happy, or are they chasing now because they've been just getting their asses kicked?
I think there's a little bit
of both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
They're getting desperate.
I mean, dude, losing 6-7, you don't think Laviolette's in danger, though. This might be the best Monday ever. Let's go Devils. That's a nice dog you got there, Winnie. Wolf Rockin'. Imagine we all went to the Garden tonight, Ace. Definitely would have been in the Garden jail, brother. Let's go Devils. It's possible. I might have to go to a later one this season. But my luck, we would have a shit outing.
When do they play again? The 23rd, right?
The 23rd at 1 p.m. at the Garden, at the Rock.
You'll be there, right?
I'll probably be at that one. I think that's one I got to attend. Heavier, edgier, more violent. Husky and Shane, let's go. Pat Wog, let's go Devils. Chant at MSG is so beautiful to hear. Oh, you'd love to hear the chants in the away building. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, love to see Mercer get one. That was a really nice shot. He had Shesterkin fooled a little bit there. Luke, Valaket is obsessed with Jack Hughes. One of the more clownish takes. I've never liked Valaket, honestly. I think he was no disrespect to him. He played in the league, but he was pretty much a journeyman goalie, and he thinks he's like the authority on whatever. Did you see the clip? Did I show it to you? I saw it on my phone. Basically, after the first period, he was complaining that when Jack Hughes came on that breakaway and he tried to do like the one hand kind of tuck. I don't know if that was his intentional move or
if
if
trying to embarrass Shesterkin.
But yeah, he said he was trying to embarrass Shesterkin. Like, dude, he's trying to score a goal, my guy. Like, he's not trying to embarrass anybody. And even if he scored that way, is that really? And I don't say that wouldn't be embarrassing Shesterkin to be like, holy shit, he just pulled off a video game goal. It's not an embarrassment to the goalie. I just think, that was his move because he got in too tight, in my opinion. I think he just raced in pretty hard, and by the time he realized, he's like, oh shit, I'm out of real estate, and he tried that. But for Valaket to go on crying that he was trying to embarrass the Rangers, and back in my day, there would have been players banging their stick on the boards, like trying to get after him. Like, dude, how out of touch are you, Valaket? I don't know. I thought that was a super weird kind of soapbox rant by him. Natural Canopy, I made a prediction that the Rangers needed both games against Montreal and us. They barely beat Montreal and got properly smoked by us. That team is cooked. I feel for CK. Who's CK? Is that you? Are you CK?
No, that's not me.
Can't spell Jack without elite. Laviolette getting canned. You don't think so? We thought it was going to be going to be clear. Yeah, good one. We thought it was going to be closer. I expected a much tighter game, and I will say before I forget, also, very disappointed to hear that the toughest man in the National, Curtis McDermott, was not going to be in the lineup tonight. Oh, yeah. So McDermott not in the lineup, I thought was crazy. We call up Mike Hardman and how do you say this guy's name? Legary? Wait, I put the phonetic spelling in my phone. Some of these names really throw me through a loop. Yeah, Legare. Hardman and Legare up. I mean, listen, the fourth line looked good tonight, but in my opinion, when you have a guy like Curtis McDermott, the toughest man in the National, in a game like tonight, you deploy him. I personally don't give a shit if Rempe's playing or not. Given the history of everything, given where they are in the standings, and just the overall, in the spirit of the Battle of the Hudson, I 1,000% would have put McDermott in. With that being said, obviously the team looked great tonight, so
I feel the same about Rempe. I mean, they should have had him in, man. I mean, remember what last time was?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
It is interesting, I guess, to see if the Rangers do look for him for a spark, but it's hard to argue against McDermott.
I think the people on your chat though are making good points that the rest of his game isn't up to snuff. He's a physical player.
You talking about Rempe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he takes dumb penalties.
He scores in the AHL, though. I think he had 2 goals and assists for Hartford the other night.
The AHL.
Like, if I'm being honest, he's not, I don't think, any less skilled. Again, I haven't seen a ton of them, but I don't think he's any guy I don't think he's any less skilled than most of the other guys that play that kind of agitator enforcer role. But a lot of teams don't even have a guy like that. Yeah. They're trying to make them extinct. Stick Fix Igor, I don't know what came over me. $88 million over 8 years sounds like a grand deal to me. And you love to see it. Complete greed. I mean, how do you feel about when those reports came out that Shesterkin turned down 11 schmilly a year? I mean, I'm not a Ranger fan, so when I heard it, I was like, my God. But what was your thoughts when that became public that he turned down that money.
I thought it was a little shocking. I mean, that's that's a lot of money, but you know, he is, you know, arguably the best goalie in the league, so he wants his money, man.
Well, are you paying him it?
I don't know, man. I don't know how much more you would want. I mean, how much more did the guy want?
Did he ever come out with a number?
I don't think he came out with.
I mean, listen. In my opinion, if I was a Ranger fan, I would be furious. I said this in a video forever ago when it first came out. But if I'm a Ranger fan and they offer him $11 million and he turns it down on a long-term deal, like I'm honestly insulted at that point. Like, who do you think you are, my guy? Who's gonna and not to mention, you know, he didn't look like an $11 million a year goalie tonight, and has he at any point this season? Very early on.
Yeah, I mean, there have been games where I mean, his save percentage is still really good, you know, considering he's had some.
I really like Legary. Hope he stays for a while. Fourth line looked good. Yeah, and I guess, you know, you guys know how I am, so I love the toughest man in the National, especially in a game like this. Want to see McDermott, but it's hard to argue when the Devils looked as good as they did. And, you know, the only thing I wonder is when the time, like, yeah, if Rempe was playing, would Keefe have put him in? I'm super curious. And what is his deployment of Curtis McDermott going to look like going forward? I'm also disappointed, on a side note, that they called Legary and Hardman up. Like, dude, how far down the pecking order is my man Brian Hallinan? Can Hallinan get a look? They called up Bowers, Foote, Dowling, Hardman, and Legary. It's now 5 guys. So now, yeah, we're talking about 5 guys got called up from Utica before Hallinan got a sniff. Wasted youth comics and action figures. Rempe can't even skate beer league player. I don't know. I think that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. Warren said they smacked us in the face of the Garden. Needs to be a wake-up call. What are your thoughts on that? Was tonight a wake-up call?
Well, yeah. I mean, they need to they need to really shake things up right now. I think.
Via what, though? I asked you, and you're like, I don't know.
Listen, I think just someone needs to take charge. Someone needs to step up in the locker room and say enough is enough.
Dude, that's
what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to start trading everybody away?
It starts with somebody. Scrolling here. How come the Remster wasn't present for his beating lighting up the AHL? Yeah, he's been playing in Hartford. And I guess like the Devils decided they didn't need McDermott, the Rangers decided they didn't need him.
Has McDermott been a fixture on the Devils?
He's been in and out.
Yeah.
He's been in and out. He had a nice stretch, then there was a stretch of him out. Oh wow, Lavi hasn't addressed the media yet. I mean, that was a while ago. I'm super behind, but still 10:25. What time did the game was quite over by then. Rich, Pesci and Hall sacrificing the body and blocking those shots was incredible. Love to see it. Yeah, they were just diving everywhere, eating those pucks. It was a beautiful thing to see, an inspired kill. And like I said, one of the better kills in quite a while. And they had to be pumped up on the bench after that one. Walt, listening to the third in my car and had it on full volume because the radio broadcast is always quiet, except for the AutoZone ad that came on blasting. Heart attack sponsored by Ramapo College. Well, Walt, I forget where you live, but if you're ever in New Jersey and you happen to catch a heart attack, you should make sure you call the ambulance and have them bring you straight to RWJ Barnabas Health because they will take good care of your ticker. Oh, man, these people are funny. Bratter got 4 points. Hopefully has a career year. I mean, listen, a lot of people have said they wanted to see Jack and Bratter both hit 100. I would be happy for one or the other. Both of them would be insane. Woodson, get your shine box. Gem card. Woodson, we went 2-1-1 versus the Capitals and beat them 5.4 in points. Ace, they actually had coverage of hockey today at NHL store. Brodeur and Bettman were interviewed on ESPN radio. I saw the flyer for that. I thought about going, but it wasn't very clear what the event was. And like, I don't know. I hate going to the city. I hate crowds. I hate the whole thing about it. Blackatron, that fourth line did well tonight, did their job, and even created some good chances. Yeah. Again, hard to argue with the result, right? I wish. Yeah, I'm surprised that when the Rangers were down, they weren't looking for a fight, but I guess
I was waiting for one.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Actually, I
don't
said
know.
it a couple times. I'm like, how the Rangers are going to start
I feel
something
like
when they were down 2-0.
It's like
What
given. It's a given. It's a given that you have to have a fight.
And when they're down 2-0, especially, why didn't anyone
step up?
Yeah, why didn't anyone look for something to get the boys riled up, a little sparky?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about them.
It's kind of
needing
the
to
sign of a
shake
gutless
things up.
club.
Hey,
Who
man.
is your leader? Take me to your leader. Is it Kreider?
Well,
It's probably got to be, right? Or we don't know.
who? Oh, who is it?
I mean, who else is even in the running?
Mika's garbage. He's been playing like garbage. I listen. The guy had a great number of years, but he's just oof.
David Quinn. Someone wrote in there. David Quinn. That was the coach with the college
Quinn.
guy. I
That's
forgot
it.
about
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
Jack loves to beat Shesterkin. Rags fans should be wearing a paper bag. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Vigneault. Was there as Rags coach and left for Philly. Jesse Shannon, what a game. Love watching the Devils beat the Rags any day anyway. Let's go Devils. Rangers suck. It's tough to watch your buddy hunched over with his head down. Is it, though? They'll never get old for me, and I'll have this video forever. Jack Hughes has more talent in his big toe than New York Rangers have on their entire roster. Wow, if this is true, Shesterkin asking for $13 million or 8 or 9 years. Are you paying that? If you're Drury, are you cutting that check? 13 schmilzo times 8 or 9 years. I think that's psychotic. Totally psychotic.
But is this going to be the price now to be a good goalie in the league? And this is what you're asking for. I mean,
who else is the good goalie in the league? I think Hellebuck's making like $8 million.
Hellebuck is the best.
Are you $5 million better than Hellebuck? I'm gonna say
so.
fuck no.
But he's playing for the Rangers. He's a big big market.
Well, he's sucking the big one this year. He didn't look like a $13 million. He looked like a rent-a-goalie tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If I'm the Rangers,
would
you wait him out? Because
I think that's what they decided.
He's gonna be on till the summer,
well,
all the way.
I don't know. I don't know how long this is gonna last.
Wait, is he an unrestricted free agent?
That's a good question. I
Let
should
me
know
just
that.
double check. You should. But I'm pretty sure he's an unrestricted. Yeah, unrestricted. I'll tell you this: no one's offering him $13 million in free agency. I think he'll probably, assuming he doesn't get injured or completely fall off a cliff and finishes the season respectably, I could see someone else paying that $11 million the Rangers offered. But I think $13 million is, and I think the other GMs around the league would hate them setting that kind of precedent. Even with the cap going up, $13 million for a goalie, I think is just bad shit, crazy.
Especially now in today's NHL where they're not playing as much as they used to.
Don't get me started.
Well,
are you a tandem guy? Or are you the old school guy? I forget. We talked about this.
I know. Yeah, we talked about this, and you make a good point. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't have the workload that they.
We're paying you $13 million to play 52 games. It's so cute. Marty said, "Hold my beer. I'm gonna start 77."
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm curious. What is Mike Richter's high career starts? Just to give the Ranger fan kind of.
Make me more
I'd imagine he had to have at least 70. So
72
strike shortened season. 96-97, Richter played 61. 97-98, he played 72. 98-99, 68, 60. So you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons in a row of 60 plus with a 72 and a 68 in there. And that's Mike Richter. Dude, Marty had 75.
So to answer your question, if it was like it was back in the day,
no, I always forget that
would
too.
Be worth that much
for you
money.
to play 60% of the games and get that kind of money is wild.
It's a little much.
$13 million, I'm not paying. I'm not paying at all. Tom Ace, the Ranger tears taste extra sweet. Wish we cashed it on the breakaways and ran up to score. Yeah, Jack with that one. Bratter had one. I think Bratter may have hit 2 posts. He definitely hit at least 1. Yeah, I mean the Devils could have easily won by a bigger margin, but I'm not going to complain. 5-1, I will take that all day, every day. And let's see here. Yo, Holmes, what's it like having no friends?
Yo, Holmes.
Yes, Husky Unchained. Jesper Bratt, dude's a points machine. Bratter is just the steady, just offensive producer for years now. And this year, it seems like he is bringing it to another level. Chris wants to
Tommy D.
cry.
Tommy D.
John Woodson, go look outside the garden. The big screen has Jack's smiling face and lights are all red. Chico, I was right there with you on the it'll be okay train. Knew the boys would make it happen this season. Listen, until the next loss, and these people all come back out again. Tommy D, tell your buddy to take that hat off. I can't believe the Devils beat the reigning regular season champs. Excellent job, boys. I'm gonna have to skip ahead here. I really wanted the Jack trick. I was on Jack trick watch. I was like, wow, are these boys just gonna start popping off hat tricks weekly? We had Nico's last week. I'm like, is Jack gonna hit one at the Garden? Frank, props to your buddy. I missed his name to sit there and eat the crow. Mega respect for him tipping my cap.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, he was talking. He even was talking shit during the game when they were losing, just because he had to get it out of his system. Because he knew he's like, I'm gonna get abused later. I have to just get it out now. To the Devils fans in the stands tonight, we salute you. Yeah, definitely. I would like to. I'm gonna have to go to one at least. Like I told you guys before on a previous show, there is something magical and like a mystique about Madison Square Garden. Whether it's a hockey game, basketball, comedy show, I've seen a million things there now at this point of my life, and the Garden always is a special time. Sometimes it brings out the worst in me, and I get overly excited and maybe drink too much. I don't know. For some reason, it's like a New York City thing. Like a switch goes off.
Yeah, you just feel like you have to get wasted.
I don't know what it is. Like I don't get that feeling at all. On maybe because I took the bus there and I knew I wasn't driving home. I don't know. But usually when I'm in the Garden, something comes over me, and it's usually not good. Chris is a traitor to the great state. No heritage. Yeah, listen, there's a ton of them around here that grew up in New York. I thought he was going to come with at least a somewhat acceptable reason as to why he was a Ranger fan, and he claimed his friends, and we know he didn't have friends as a kid. So I can't really trace the origin of it, but there's a ton of them, and I went to school with tons of them when I was a kid.
I think what it was is there were Devils fans in my class, and it was just a rivalry, between.
You just wanted to be different.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Turco Media, what's up, Brian? Friends don't let friends become a Rangers fan. I didn't know him until much later in life, and honestly, when I first met him, we met through a mutual friend. And
I didn't really like you
when we first met. I told my buddy, I'm like, that kid's kind of a clown. And then he started talking about hockey. I'm like, maybe I could just deal with all of his other many deficiencies and annoying, characteristics. I'm like, he likes hockey, so it goes a long way. That gives you a pass almost as much as like Italians to other Italians in most situations. Like, he's Italian. It's like, he likes hockey. Let him go. How are you friends with this Fanuca? A friend of a friend. A friend of a friend.
That's great.
Yeah, some of these guys are nuts. Ace is just abused. I'm being pretty calm.
Yeah,
I got it out early.
He's actually being pretty.
Devils fans were heard tonight chant. Yeah, when the Devils fans showed up, I'd be curious to know if anyone was there. I'm curious, what percentage do you think were Devils fans at the Garden? I thought at best case for Devils, it would be like 20-ish%. On the flip side, I do believe most Devils Rangers games at the Rock, at a minimum, I think, are like 30 to 40% Ranger fans, which is probably down. Some of the days the Meadowlands, I remember, it seemed like the Devils fans were outnumbered in the 90s.
You think it's more intimidating, though, for Devils fans to go into the Garden as Devils fans?
For a lot of people, I would say, yeah. Just because, again, you're still in a minority, right? So to go to the Garden, you're, call it
one more intimidating,
one out of five people.
Yeah.
When it's nearly 50-50 as a Rangers fan coming into Prudential. So, NJ Devils advocate. I'm in the affiliate area, but I'm a diehard Devils fan. You don't have to like a team just because you live near them. I didn't say you have to, but it's kind of odd that, he didn't go off the board and go, I'm going to be a Detroit Red Wings fan. He said, I'm a Rangers fan because they're close. Well, by that logic, wouldn't you pick the closest?
But I told you that wasn't the reason why I became a Rangers fan.
You said they were close.
I said they're close. They're close enough. You were making the point like, why am I not a Devils fan? I live in New Jersey. Like I had to be a Devils fan. And I just said the Rangers are close. No one has
to do anything.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
I just think it's the logical thing. You root for the home team.
But my point is...
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for in the Four Nations face-off? What country? What country? Answer me, dickhead. What country? What country are you rooting for?
United States.
Hey, he got a right answer. I thought he might say Sweden and be like, just because I live in America,
No,
I don't have to root for Team USA. So how is it any different? Tell me.
that wasn't a good analogy.
I think it was a fantastic analogy. It's a great analogy. Apples to apples. Survey when then we lost the Whalers. I was a full-time Devils fan. Yeah, a lot of people missed the whale. Hartford Whalers. What a great logo.
Yeah.
Tommy D, you want to do something about this? This is a real greaseball shit. Am I allowed to send Ace some Russian rubles? What time is it? Okay, wow. So yeah, I'm just trying to scroll here. Very lively chat. Like I said, winning makes everybody chatty and cures everything. Winning just gets the oh, Derek. Chico on radio said not only is the world's most famous arena, but it's also the world's quietest arena tonight.
Oh, look at QQ.
Chico sometimes comes out. Chico comes out with some gems all the time. Love Chico. And for those of you that are old enough to remember, how friggin' good was the Chico and Doc Emmerich broadcast? My God. I mean, it's mind-blowing when I think about, when I sit back and think about during all those years, we had the greatest goaltender of all time in net, Martin Brodeur. Then we had on the blue line, Scott Stevens and Scott Niedermayer, two. I'll even be a little more, whatever, leaning away from the fandom of it and say two top 25 defensemen in NHL history. And then we had in the booth, and I hope you would agree with this as a Ranger fan, as a fan of the sport, Mike Doc fucking Emmerich.
The best announcer ever.
Not only is he the best hockey guy, I think he's the best guy, period.
Yeah.
Doc Emmerich is something all hockey fit.
He was a wordsmith. He just had the words for everything. I mean, every play, he had his own little lingo, you know.
Knuckleballed, waffle boarded, caromed off the thing.
And it was just great.
They did there's tons of great. If you guys don't know about Mike Doc Emmerich, go down the rabbit hole, man. Look on YouTube. There have been several segments and interviews with him. I think in one game they said, like, I forget, some ridiculous amount of ways he described like a dumping, and they were
Amazing.
like, how do you do it? Like, he is a robot. But Mike, Doc, Emmerich, and Chico were the greatest Devils tandem for sure, and I miss it dearly. And I wish Chico got brought back on TV. We talked about that before. Matt Rempe makes Curtis McDermott look like Jaromir Jagr. I think that's a little extreme, Chico, but to my point earlier, yeah, I do think Rempe is, better than some of the other guys that fit that role. Having Chris the Ranger fan on was a stroke of genius. This is the live content everyone wants. Did you just type this from your pocket?
I swear.
Is it your thing? QQ. You must be a Ranger fan or a relative of Chris. But Chris looks like Jack Hughes' spirit is haunting him.
A little bit.
Oh, here he is, John Woodson, the resident doomer. Bratt has done nothing in the playoffs. Need to prove it when it matters. Okay, so you know what, John Woodson? We're not going to celebrate tonight, Woodson. You're right. Fuck Jesper Bratt. All right, night for Bratt. About 4 points. Show me when the playoffs come how you do. We'll just completely disregard tonight's performance and the rest of the season. John Woodson has less friends than you. I mean, at least you get like a pity invite over my house. Right. Woodson's not getting a pity invite anywhere.
Woodson, you're never coming to the house. He made me dinner tonight, Woodson.
I made a great dinner. Give me some credit. It was a pretty good dinner.
It was worth coming for that alone.
I mean, yeah. Well, you got a pretty bad dessert from the Rangers, but then I made a dessert too.
You did.
The pastry kitchen.
Yeah.
Marky was a very important reason the Devils won, but I don't think he stole the game. No, I agree. Played a very good game. Kept it, in the Devils' favor the whole game, but I don't think he stole it. I do think the Devils just went there on a mission, and the Rangers were shell-shocked.
They would have won, but it would have been a closer game. 5-3. Maybe.
Oh my God, I scrolled all this time. Ace, grab that Rags hat and wipe your ass with it. Rempe belongs in an underground bare knuckle. Anything goes but fighting ring. He's a bum. Swayman got paid. Let me see here. Only problem is he's too knowledgeable and reasonable. We need a mouth breather whose every reaction is fire everyone for peak. I don't even, what is that word? Schadenfreude? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Schadenfreude? Now I'm going to.
German. Schadenfreude.
You're right. It's a German word that
German
describes
stuff.
the feeling of pleasure or joy that comes from witnessing another. That's the more you know. Tonight's lesson brought to you by QQ Schadenfreude. We're doing international vocabulary words, a German word that describes the feeling of pleasure or joy that comes from witnessing another person's misfortune.
Yeah.
The Garden of Dreams became the Garden of Nightmares. The Rags Devils take over the Garden. Dude, the chat is I didn't even see this. Thank you, the 5-star. Kovacevic has been a revelation. Love Johnny Kovacevic. Heavier, edgier, more violent. We're gonna need the air switch to the people in the air. The studio air. The studio air needs to go on. The studio air needs to go on. The studio air needs to go on. Kovacevic has been a revelation. Yeah, I hope we don't lose him. It seems like with each passing game, it seems like with each passing game, more and more people are on the Kovacevic bandwagon are like, this guy needs to be signed up long term. I fully agree. You guys know me. Let me hide this here. Heavier, edgier, more violent, my type of guy.
Rangers.
Kovacevic fits all of those criteria. Him and Siegenthal have been a great shutdown pair. He's 27 years old to me. He fits in the window. He fits in the window with the rest of the core nucleus. And I would love to see him lift the cup with the rest of the guys, but there's going to be stiff competition. I mean, he's made league minimum his whole career, Chris. And I think he's a right-handed D. I think teams are going to be offering him $4 million or so a year times like 5 years. He's going to set his family up for life. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I hope it's with the Devils, or maybe he takes slightly less to stay here, but it's not going to be cheap. And we have a lot of defensemen waiting in the wings. So I don't know. I hope we find a way to keep him, but Igor allowing more rubber between his legs on a $2 hooker. Mercer played better. I'll give him his props after the Washington game. Brennan plays. Hamilton did not throw away his shot. He looked great. Curious if anyone else here will get that reference. Do you mean the slapper as opposed to, I haven't seen many of them recently and he's been doing like wrist shots and snapshots. Yeah, today he just wound up and ripped it, but it didn't look like the Dougie bombs from last year, if I'm being honest. I hate giving him credit, but Kreider is just nearly impossible to keep off the board against NJ. It's crazy how he's got the Devils number. I mean, yeah, Kreider is a great net front guy. I mean, he had a great playoff last year for you guys, right?
He scores all of his goals.
He had a
in front of the net.
Power play merchant.
Yeah.
Did he have a hattie against the Caps one game? It wasn't the elimination game. I think it may have been a natural hat trick. You don't even remember.
Don't.
Maybe last year everything just went right for the Rangers last year. Guys having career years for them. I mean, maybe, but do you think they're going to make the playoffs? Or you
they'll make the playoffs.
You think they'll make the playoffs?
They'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, so as long as you get in the playoffs, who really gives a shit? Natural Canopy, Steve Allen's a narc. Journeyman goalie, and he's acting like he's an acting boss. A Stunot of the first magnitude.
We got some characters on here. I like it.
Valaket is a clown. He acts like the Rangers only ever beat themselves. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy when he was like, oh, Jack, he was trying to embarrass him. Like, what are you trying to score a goal, my guy? Woodson, go shine in my shoes, man. Seriously. SST, what's it like to smoke crack? Oof, here, it didn't take long. NJ Swamp Fox, every rational Devil fan would love to add Brady to Jack's line with Bratt. Obviously, it's just one of those things now. It seems like it'd be too good to be true. And in terms of salary, I really don't know, how you get that to work out. You would have to move something substantial, and by substantial, obviously, that leaves you with somehow Palat plus or Dougie. And I do think a lot of people are quick to be like, oh, we don't need Dougie. I think the New Jersey Devils would feel his absence way more than anyone realizes. And look no further than last season. Yes, we have other guys on the roster and, in Utica and guys coming up in years like Salayev that could, take a NHL roster spot. But in terms of just straight production, I mean, Dougie's just constantly getting it done. He had that power play goal tonight and another assist. I mean, guys, like I said, and it seems like he's tightened up his defensive game a little bit in the past couple of weeks, but he is on the ice for a large percentage of your New Jersey Devils goals. The man is really.
Didn't he score an overtime goal against the Rangers in the playoffs?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. It was I think that was one of the trivia questions tonight. Who got the assist?
Was it? I didn't see it. Yeah. I must have been whipping up your dessert. It's a mean brownie sundae.
Oh, it was good. Took the pain out of the loss a little bit.
McDermott not in the lineup is fine without Rempe. I mean, okay, so then what is the game plan for McDermott going forward? I'd be curious. Is he only going to play in games where there's like a Rempe like? Our record with McDermott in the lineup, there is something to be said about the McDermott effect. Laguerre is French, I believe. Woodson equals Jackie Aprile Jr. Kid was almost drowned the Penguin exhibit. I would take Kreider. You can't have enough in front of the net Warriors. And just Swamp Fox and Call-ups were great. Hardman and Laguerre were great. Let McDermott play the next time we play the Rags. Just scanning here. Morgan Williams, Rags didn't have the juice, so won't Mac giving them a jolt of energy even if he kicks one of their asses? I don't think so. And how nice would it have been after we were up to just go punish Trouba or Keandre Miller? Would have been beautiful. Would have been absolutely beautiful. Natural Canopy. Igor was not the problem. How many odd man rushes for us did we have? How many breakaways? This wasn't just tonight. The Rangers have been struggling against teams for the past 2 weeks. It's true. What do you think is the single biggest need for the Rangers right now to make a push?
I just think they need another skilled player on the roster, like a Jack Hughes type. I know, and that's a
great. I want to win the fucking Powerball.
I mean, they just horrible play, horrible.
Scanning here, Tyler Jack has had a point against the Rangers every game since March of 2022. It's a pretty nice stat there. Bring back Casey. I'm a Seamus Casey guy, but the fives. Is this the 5-star? I mean, you guys with these crazy names, like. Make usernames easy to read again. Like we all these things. Is that how would you read that?
The 5-7R.
The 5-7R?
Yeah.
Not the 5-star? The 5.
Oh, that's supposed
the
to be
5-czar?
Is that supposed to be a
dude? I don't know. These people got numbers, names.
These young kids.
It's some of them aren't so young. Chico, at this point, I think he just doesn't like Hallinen's game. I mean, by way of evidence, I would have to agree. When 5 other guys in Utica got called up and he hasn't, it seems to be that is the case.
Was Lafreniere in tonight for the Rangers? I don't remember hearing his name.
Dude, he was invisible, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys need to. We need to know they're playing. I mean, we didn't know. I mean, where was he?
Wow, not a lot of ice. 12:34.
Yeah, that's abysmal.
12:34. Why so little?
Saying.
Dude, Zibanejad played 21 minutes.
And Kakko, I mean, if Kakko was the second overall
Kakko
pick
got
that
15 minutes.
They thought he was, then
Vinny Trocheck. I love Vinny Trocheck. He's
if
great. I had to pick one Ranger, I'd probably pick him.
He's awesome.
For long term.
Always plays big minutes.
23 minutes.
Yeah,
23. So Panarin 16:43, Lafreniere 12:34, Trocheck 23:27, Kreider 18:46.
Name once.
I did not.
Right.
Brodzinski 7:47, Kakko 15:41, Carrick 12:01. Cooley 16:05, Cheadle 11:47, Edstrom 9:01, Smith 12:32, Zibanejad 21:92. Yeah, Fox is a monster back there for you guys, huh? 25:37 for Fox. Wow. Let's see, the Jack had to get a good amount. Let's see what he got.
1735.
I would have guessed more. Brat 1822. Yeah, and our defense is pretty, 1751, 1820. Yeah, pretty. Johnny Kovacevic leading the way. Oh, let's see. My man Brendan Dillon, 4 blocks. Dougie with 2 blocks and a hit. Kovacevic, 4 blocks and 2 hits. Pesci with 3 blocks. 2 of them on that power play. Absolute stingers. Wow. What a night at the Garden. Howden slept with someone's sister because he can't get a look in the NHL. I mean, yeah, the chat is just crazy. There is quit in New York. Bum. Does anyone know what is the throwback nostalgia vintage visuals? It's a pretty cool logo there. Does anyone know what is the Devils' biggest win in the Garden? No, but I'm sure Google knows. The Googles. Jonathan Quick was enjoying the hot chocolate on the bench tonight. Are you a hot chocolate guy?
No.
No?
No.
Never?
No. Well, not never, but never say never.
No, I mean,
every once
when
in
you
a
were a
while.
kid, you weren't? What? Really?
So.
You didn't like
How
hot
about you?
chocolate as
Well,
a kid?
You're
Who doesn't like hot chocolate?
Yeah.
I mean, with the marshmallows, you didn't have this?
I did, but it wasn't a big thing.
What about, did you ever have a Dunkachino?
No. I
Never had
drink espresso, bro.
Well, so do I. I drink espresso shots and iced coffee.
I don't drink that crap.
And it's rocket fuel.
Yeah.
I think it might give you a cardiac arrest. Bratter is on my fantasy team. Thank him every night we play. Yeah, he's on our buddy's fantasy team too, who doesn't even know about hockey, and he's apparently kicking this guy's ass in the league.
You had to go there.
I mean, listen.
It's not painful enough.
Oh, this guy's nuts. Luke won't get more than $4 million. Even that is 1.5 too much. Oh, this is a good question, Brendan. Ace, out of the current Devils, whose numbers do you think will be in the rafters by the end of their careers? I mean, the two that jump off the page that you say, if they're here long term, they both should be, would be your captain, El Capitan, Nicohischier. Obviously, nicohischier would be a favorite, assuming he is here long term. He'd be a pretty long tenured captain with some decent stats to go with it. Hopefully, some hardware, a couple Selkies, maybe a Stanley Cup or two, and a Conn Smythe would be nice to throw in there. But obviously, Nico and Jack Hughes, obviously, if he remains here long term, he will be pursuing franchise records in a lot of categories, I'd imagine. So, Jack and Nico would be the two obvious answers. And then beyond that, I don't know that there is any. I mean, no. I would say if I had to pick, it would just be the two, and that would be the same two that everybody would say. Everybody else is, you look at, Timo came here later in his career. Dougie, I mean, Luke maybe, but that would be the notch down. I guess if Mercer ends up being a lifer, he'll have a chance. He would be like my third guy probably. Oh, and obviously, and Bratt as well. I don't know why I always think that Bratt's not going to be a lifer. I don't know why that's kind of programmed in my head, but definitely, assuming they're here again, that's for everyone. Jack and Nico, and then the second peg would be Bratter and Mercer potentially. But I would say winning a Stanley Cup or two definitely plays into this scenario. Not everyone could be like your Rangers. They fucking retire everyone's numbers. So they get so retirement happy. I think some of the numbers are retired twice, actually. Are they not?
Correct.
There's a couple guys like, retire that shit, and we're going to retire it again. Retire that ass twice. Sell tickets for a banner, a jersey retirement ceremony. But yeah, those are the two that are fairly safe. Nico and Jack for sure. Yep. 4 points for Bratter and 3 for Jack tonight. Love to see the big dogs doing big dog things. John Woodson, I'd be thrilled at $3-4 million for Luke in a bridge deal, but Jack will force a long-term deal. If you think Luke is signing a deal anywhere near that, I mean, I just cannot see it. I just cannot see it under any circumstance whatsoever. I think I asked him this during the game. I didn't answer. Ask your friend how he feels about the banner the Rags raised this year. You saw it, right? Regular season champions, Dolan. What do you think about that? It's terrible, right?
Yeah.
Who puts that up?
I don't know.
And it would be one thing if it said like President's Trophy winner. Like, okay, like you put it up for the division, division champs banner. So I would say President's Trophy you could put up, but to put the verbiage of regular season champions. Is
that commonplace? I mean,
absolutely not.
No, I mean,
that was 100% a Dolan move.
Yeah, that's
looking for anything to pump his fist about.
Weird. That's how I think about it.
Is this real, Jim Bean? They asked Jack about what Valaket said. NJ Devils Jackhughes on Valaket saying he was trying to embarrass Shesterkin. I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? If he said that, it's hilarious because it makes no sense. Valaket's a moron. Well, got to feel good for Pesci tonight after you were saying how much he was looking forward to playing in this rivalry after watching it for years, and he was a shot blocking beast out there to get that win. Yeah, he's going to have a lot of these guys are going to have some real nice black and blues. Real nice black and blues for sure. The New York Ranger nobody. At this point, I hope the Rangers keep losing because maybe then something will change. They don't have what it takes, and this core never has or will. Ooh, scathing. Are you that low right now with this guy, the New York nobody?
Yeah, well, I am. You know why? Because I mean they're going to keep making the playoffs, and then they're not going to make a push for the cup like they want to. So I do agree in a sense.
So you want to burn it? This guy seems like he wants to burn it down. He's hoping they lose. Melissa, I was at the game tonight. Very little Devils fans, at least 20%. Anyway, all our new guys understood the assignment. You could tell they were excited to be a part of the rivalry. Yeah. In my opinion, the best rivalry in the sport, an underrated rivalry in pro sports with the extremely close geographic proximity and the bad blood and the history between the teams, all the playoff series, all the shenanigans. You had the Avery years. We had the 2012 DeBoer Torts line brawl, which is really three guys, but they call it the line 3-on-3 brawl. And then obviously hitting the amazing crescendo of a 5-on-5 opening face-off full brawl. Marshall, I was at the Garden tonight. I was talking so much shit. It was amazing. That's awesome. Chillionaire 7-11. It was probably 20%. Definitely want 50-50. Lots of modest Devils fans cheering during goals and penalty kill clears. I mean, towards the end of the game, you could hear the Devils chants on TV for sure. Devils fan from Oklahoma. We don't have NHL out here. That makes sense. Mikhail Yegorov. Hopefully he's the real deal. A goalie in the Devils system now, or a draft pick of the Devils, will be playing at Boston University under head coach, former New Jersey Devil, two-time Stanley Cup champion, one of the most underrated players in Devils history, Jay Pandolfo. Absolute legend. And Yegorov will be playing at BU next year. He will be a Terrier. Rich Reynolds, Doc Emmerich was the GOAT. Absolutely he was. I wish Chico was with Ken in the booth. Doc is the GOAT. Doc is the GOAT right next to Gary Thorne. Love Gary Thorne as well. Chico and Doc was the best broadcasting pairing, hands down, despite how many Rags fans I've heard trash Doc for years. Who? Then it's just blind. It's just serious, just blind hatred.
Ooh. SST.
What? Woodson would complain about what street the Devils would start the cup parade on. Also, don't forget about my boy Rafalski, Team USA defenseman, cup champ, outshined but badly underrated. Oh, Rafalski definitely on the list. Yeah, I would say Whitey as well. Whitey, Rafalski, Madden, Pando. A lot of those guys just got overshadowed by all the legends that we had. But definitely appreciated by the hardcores that know Brian Rafalski. What a little legend he was. It's unreal. We had Marty the same time as Doc. It is pretty wild. Someone called Brat Pack, tell him to wrap it up. I don't know what does that mean? What is he wrapping up? Jacques Lemaire is the original OG Devil that put us on the map. Rempe Lurch on skates. Throwback. It's only game 9. Ace. Right shot D-men go for a lot. If the Devils could get a top 6 guy, I would consider trading Nemitz. I mean, I wouldn't trade him just for any top 6 guy. It would have to be something spectacular, but I wouldn't rule it out. Your only hope with Mika Zibanejad playing like last year's a Snickers bar. You aren't human, you're hungry. Zibanejad's been that bad, huh?
Bad.
What are the stats? Let's see. I mean, is that bad? 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points in 24 games.
Minus 14.
I mean, the whole team's probably minus, right? It is crazy, actually. He hasn't been a minus since 18-19. He was a plus for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row. Man, would they move him, you think? Be kind of wild. Plot is doing fine with Jack and Bratton for the millionth time. We can't afford him unless we unload another $7 to $9 million contract. Yeah, I said that. I said that we'd have to move somebody. Palat plus or Dougie or someone that would hurt in a trade. I wouldn't want to trade anyone that I would feel the sting of. And there's a lot of guys that I would feel a sting. If they were dealt. Igor is regular season Swiss cheese. Oof. That dude you have on looks like a pissed off Roger Clemens. Yeah. What's up, Rocket? Are you a pissed off Rocket? Zegras might be on the move. Rags may make a play. Are you a Zegras guy? I enjoy watching him. I wouldn't want him for the Devils. I don't know your thoughts. You're probably so desperate at this point. Anything you think is skill, you might want. Would you want the Rangers to get Zegras? I don't think he would come cheap.
Young guy. I don't know.
He just strikes me as another one of these fancy finesse kids. Like, I want men. I want warriors. Like, to me, he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy.
No, I think you're right about that.
A lot of people were like, oh, I would. Like, Devils fans were like, oh, I'd love Zegras. I'm like, I absolutely would not. Fordell says Zegras isn't moving. Insider info on him. Okay. Max, Utica on a 5-game win streak. That's nice. Hopefully the Devils could get one soon. I got to say, I love seeing a Rags fan daydream about a Jack Hughes type after they packed MSG to cheer at our pick since they were coping hard on Kako. There was tons of Ranger fans that were like, we got the guy we wanted. You guys are idiots. Remember that?
No. I was always more big on Jack Hughes than Capo.
Man. Frank, did you know the Devils' next game is Dougie's career's 800? I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
On that note, though, I think I do have to call it a night because I do have job.
Yeah,
I have a real job.
Okay.
So it's been real, fellas.
Guys, bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna walk this guy to the edge over here. And
The clip.
yeah. We're gonna whack him. Be back 1 second. And then there was one. Poor guy. I did abuse him pretty steadily during the game, but then I kind of eased up. It was over. It was like you're kicking it's like shooting the deer after you already killed him. With a friend like Ace who needs enemies. Eddie Jockman was an average goalie at best. All right, David Chimes, thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure why you threw that out there at the moment. Old school Tendy. I guess you just really wanted to get that off your chest. David, did you watch him play live? I mean, that would actually make you really old. I guess not that old. Nah. Yeah, he last played 50 years ago. You wait right there, background. There won't be numbers in the rafters without Cup. I disagree with that. If Nico and Jack stay here long term and just keep compiling points and games played as Devils, I think they would get their numbers in the rafters. A lot of people saying Bratter. Woodson, I'm revoking your right to free speech. Classic. Yeah, Bratter definitely has a shot. Woodson, I build a 60 by 40 rink every year. Get to stay in my backyard. Get to skate in my backyard for 2 months every winter. That's pretty cool. Rich Reynolds, I live in Colorado now and play beer league too. Also getting to skate on lakes out here is pretty sweet. I've seen some really cool videos of people skating on lakes and streams and things in really cool places. I always thought that looked really, really cool stuff. Flyers own the Metro. Ace, your buddy looks like the extra that would find the dead body in the cold open of a Law and Order episode. Shit. I'm gonna take a picture of this and send it to him right now. That's pretty funny. Army, Dowling and Legary were great tonight. Ed, a Tatar, and our fourth line's back in business. Need to get a second or third left wing to get Pilat off that top line, though. Yeah, obviously a real rugged, big finishing winger would be beautiful for Jack and Jesper. I think that might have to wait longer till the deadline because I just don't know, who's going to really become available before then unless someone goes into a really big tank. But, I would say that is the single biggest piece or the single biggest hole, if you will. Obviously, the fourth line needs work too, but, now maybe these kids stick around. Maybe Hardman and Legary end up being serviceable fourth liners. I don't know. I still would like to see, I think, someone with more NHL experience, at least one, for the fourth line, in my opinion, but who knows? It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I agree. A legit top six winger would be really nice to put with peanut butter and jelly. The next Devils home game versus Rangers will be 80% Rangers fans. It's so annoying. Woodson, do you go to any games, bro? There's 0% chance to be 80% Ranger fans. I mean, that's just such a crazy, it's just such a ludicrous statement. Jesse Shannon, I feel like John Woodson is a grumpy old man that lives alone and just discovered what YouTube is. Opened the first video he saw and started complaining about anything. I'm not old. I play hockey, Jesse. NHL. NHL 25 doesn't count. Oh, man. Some of you guys are funny. Oh, shit. All right, John Woodson, you played at Penn State? I don't know how you say this username. Use Snand? Use Snand, but you know what?
How about those Devils? How about those Devils?
How about those Devils? God, our New Jersey Devils went to the Garden and just balled out tonight. 5-1. How about those Devils? Use Snand? How about those Devils? I think hopefully this could be kind of a springboard. I mean, listen, in my opinion, the Devils have been playing fairly solid. We went 9-5 in November. No complaints from your boy Ace. Some of the Doomers, I think, thought we were going to go 13-1. Newsflash, completely unrealistic expectations. I have realistic expectations. We're playing 6. Well, let's see now. Let me just get the updated official thing. We're playing at a 640 points percentage a couple games ago. I remember that one in my head. Then we dropped, I think, to 630 after the loss. And now your New Jersey Devils are back at a 643 clip. 643. Canes at 688 and the Caps still at 729. God, I hate the Caps. They are emerging as another team I hate. I'm really now starting to hate everybody. Army, Jacques Lemaire should be inducted in the Ring of Honor this year. I don't want to. It's hard for me. I don't want to bash the team, but it's hard for me to not get pissed when I believe, is it January 15th? Let me just see. They announced the promo calendar. There's a January 22nd. I don't know why I had the 15th in my head. They don't even play that day. Yeah, January 22nd. So you're talking about, we are about 7 weeks away. And that brings it, Ace, who do you think they give the Ring of Honor to? When are you going to tell us? When are you going to tell us who the friggin' inductee is? I definitely thought we'd know by December. I mean, they made that announcement, I think, in the summer. This January 22nd. How do you not give us who the inductee is? I hope they are going with an elder statesman. And by elder statesman, I mean an old man. And that only leaves, well, it leaves several, with all due respect to the old men. In no particular order, Lou Lamoriello 100% needs to go in. Jacques Lemaire needs to go in, as does Larry Robinson. Fire up the backup camera. Fire it up. All right, so guys, bear with me 1 second here. This software sucks. I know you could hear me. I'm like the boogeyman. The software sucks. Shout out to, there was somebody, I forget who, emailed me that they were a tech person. I'm going to email you back, but in the end, I don't think this is fixable because I've talked to professional YouTubers that run into these same problems. And unfortunately, this is not these things are very fickle. These things are very fickle, and there's no rhyme or reason like why my camera's not working. No reason whatsoever. But in terms of, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get a picture up here. But the Ring of Honor, I hope, goes to either Jacques Lemaire or Lou Lamoriello. And if it's a player, I hope it's Claude Lemieux. That's what I'm hoping for, but who knows? But who knows? Huh? Like Jesse said, I'm old. Most Penn State players from 95 have hepatitis. What? Jersey Roots, thank you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. That would be nice. Hold on, I gotta leave out for one more second. And I should be back with backup everything. Can you guys confirm? I think I'm back with the backup equipment. And yeah, it's a every day is a winding road. Just trying to talk to my friends on the internet, Ma. I'm just trying to talk to my friends on the internet, Ma. Very annoying. Appreciate all of you that are still here. Sometimes, so when I do touch it, like sometimes it does hit the wire, but it immediately comes back on. But for some reason, the software goes crazy and can't read it when it comes back in. But anyway, obviously, John Woodson always has great advice. John Woodson always has crazy advice, or great advice, I should say. The guest chair is kind of is cramping my style right now. But wow, what a night. The boys did it big at the Garden, and I'm ecstatic. Wins like this mean a lot to the club, mean a lot to the fan base. I know that I will be relentlessly texting Chris all day tomorrow, talking smack about how his team got speed bagged by the New Jersey Devils. Gotta love it. Chico, I use StreamYard. It's a paid streaming service used by tons of professional YouTubers. Yeah, I was recommended by a professional YouTuber. It worked really great for me for a while. And as of late, for no rhyme or reason, it's been a complete pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Ace, what do you predict we go on our home game stretch? You've been guessing our stretch is correct, and we are not the greatest at home. Oh, man. You're putting me on the spot now. I was going to quit while I was ahead. I have been doing pretty good, huh? My picks have been pretty damn good. Let's see. The homestand is a beautiful one. Ooh, Kraken on Friday. Avs on Sunday. Leafs, Kings, Blackhawks. I'm I got to do a little analyzation. So I don't know if some of you only watch lives or some people watch the videos as well. I will do a video at some point. I got to do a little more research here. I'm not going to make an uneducated hypothesis. That would be silly of me. Yeah, so the video that comes out tomorrow morning will be the official recap video of tonight's game. I will probably the day after put out a video about the upcoming homestand and my expectations and predictions for it. Hopefully, this team now with all these games at home could really get it together on home ice, because as we all know, it hasn't been great, and you need to be good on home ice. The fans deserve it, and when the playoffs come, a home ice advantage needs to exist. And if you're terrible on home ice, you might want to try OBS or Streamlabs OBS. Those paid programs are ripoffs. I don't know, man. I'm a big proponent of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I'm already used to this. I guess if I can't, I'm going to try to get one of my techie boys over here. There's got to be some sort of communication, lag between, and it could be the computer, but like I said, I record videos almost every day or 5 or 6 times a week. And when I'm recording the videos, there's never an issue. I got it down to a science, and I had it down to a science with the live as well, but it opens up a whole new can of potential headaches and snafus. And so it is what it is. Select the boy 4-1. I would sign up for 4-1 on the 5-game home stretch any day. I think, anybody would. 4-1 in the 5 games would be phenomenal. Rich Reynolds, will Rempe make an appearance at the game on 12/23? That's an interesting one. So much could happen between now and then. That's too far out to predict. We need to be better at home. Select the boy Rich Reynolds. I don't doubt it for a second. I think the only team on that next stretch that gives us any threat is the Maple Leafs. Any given game, guys, don't overlook any opponent. We were shut out by the Blues and the San Jose Sharks already on the young season. Remember, Aaron, clearly your software had enough of John Woodson's beer league player history and decided to end a little early. OBS is fire, dog. Simple interface. John Woodson might have played a charity tournament once in an arena that Penn State uses and really tried to say, I played at Penn State. No, I believe John Woodson. I don't think he'd lie about it. But did we get clarification? Was that a club team or the actual team? It's crazy. In terms of college hockey, I heard, I think there's going to be some big money coming in to try to build up some SEC programs. They're trying to build up some SEC programs for hockey. And with the money of SEC athletics, that could be real interesting.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I am severely entertained. I was severely entertained tonight. I believe most of you probably should have been, outside of Woodson. Woodson's never entertained. Him and SST, like someone else said, they would complain about which street the Cup Parade started on. So, there is no winning with some of those people. We're going to lose, we booze. He said it himself. He asked him like 8 times what years he played at Penn State, and he just said, I played in a charity tournament. Did he really say that? Alex Russo, I just wanted to stop by and say, how about them Devils? Alex.
How about those Devils?
How about those Devils going across the river, smashing our hated rivals by a score of 5-1? I didn't see that much of an ass kicking coming, if I'm being honest. I thought we'd win a close one, like maybe 3-2, maybe 4-2, something like that. Obviously 5-1 is phenomenal. It'd be pretty bold to predict such a margin of victory on the road, especially when everyone knows what's at stake for the Rangers, and that was, losing 6 of 7. That's crazy. They lost 5 in a row, beat the Canadians, and then lost to us tonight. And tough times ahead. Maybe some tough decisions for the New York Rangers, but that's not our problem. Onward and upward, and a big 5-game stand in a big month of December ahead. With let's see, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 12 remaining games in December, all home games, including a home game as part of a home and home with the Canes on a Friday, Saturday, the 27th, 28th, and the New York Rangers returning to the Rock on December 23rd at 1 p.m. That should be a really interesting one. That one's probably a must attend. Aaron, I really wanted to see Dylan go blow for blow with Trouba tonight. I think we all wanted to see that. Dylan and Trouba would have been nice. Dylan and anyone. I was hoping to see it. It seemed like Keefe was not trying to really embrace the violent part of heavier, edgier, more violent. He was just okay with being heavier and edgier, which is fine. Listen, we won on the scoreboard, so I'm not going to be one of these idiots like, oh, that game sucked. There was no fights. That's always secondary in terms of entertainment and setting the message. But in the end, the biggest message you can send is coming out there and smacking them down 5-1 in front of the home crowd. That's as big of a message as you need. But I always want to see a little bit of the rough stuff, if possible. Wasn't in the cards for tonight, but maybe that game on the 23rd will be different. Jared Barnes, you're right. Any team on any given night, I just mean that's the one game I think on paper we could lose. If we beat the teams we should, we go 4-1 in the next 5. I would love to see it. Alex Russo, stay up, ace. That post kept it from being 9-1. See y'all soon. Like the vid, boys. Thanks, Alex. Yo, hit the like. Come on, my friends. Your New Jersey Devils went across the river and just absolutely took care of business, smashed the Rangers, winning by a score of 5-1. And if that can't get a quick little clicky on the thumbs up, I mean, what do I got to do over here? I got to start juggling and doing, breathing fire? What do I got to do? Chico, big 5-game homestand coming up. Give me 3-1-1 and I'll be satisfied. I think anything less than that, and Keefe's got to bag skate them on home ice for a while until they decide they want to try here. So 3-1-1 would get you 7 of 10 points. 700 hockey. 700 hockey is obviously very good, and so I would be content with 3-1-1. I'm curious, when are we going to see the first shootout of the season? And I'm curious, I think I may have talked about this in a previous live, but as it stands today, who would you guys send out for the first 3 shooters? If there was a shootout in the next game, let me know in the chat. Who are your first 3 shooters in the shootout scenario? It seems like every time it's went to OT thus far, we've either won or lost. I think one of the games we were pretty late into OT and we're close to it, the shootout. It didn't happen, but I'm curious to know what you guys would pick as your personal shootout selection. So let me know that in the chat. Devils rule 908. Got to start playing better at home. Yeah, obviously. The Rock has just been treacherous. Walt, anyone else going to the PWHL game December 18th at the Rock? New York Sirens City season opener. They opened that late. I didn't realize that they start the season that late. Joseph, I predicted the score on LDG Podcast Game Day Live. Total guess. I just put the score I wanted to see, and I got it. Let's go Devils. Nice. Let's go Devils. Dogzilla goes Hughes, Brat, Nico. Okay. Frank, another salute to Fitz. The rags were his chief motivation for getting heavier, edgier, and more violent. Today's head-to-head showed how effective his retool was. I couldn't agree more. Heavier, edgier, more violent. The guys we brought in, Kovacevic, Dylan, Cotter, Nason, and like I've been saying forever, and a lot of other people agreed and have said the same thing. You need that physicality. You need that element in your lineup to win, especially in the playoffs. And that was a big part of his retool, along with the Brett Pesce and Dylan on the blue line upgrades and Markey and net. And tonight we saw just SST. What do you have to say about Markstrom? So apologize about talking shit. Markstrom had a gem of a start tonight, an absolute gem for Markey. And hopefully we see that version of Markstrom or something very close to it on the majority of nights, because if we do, this team is going to be going places and playing games when it's pretty hot outside. Chico, my shooters would be Jackhughes, Jesper Bratt, then Stefan Nason, Nico up fourth if it goes to extra shooters. I think I wouldn't probably put Jack in my first three. In no particular order, I'm definitely going Nico. Yeah, mine are probably Nico, Bratt, and Cotter. I think Nico, Bratt, Cotter would be mine. Nico, Bratt, Cotter would be mine. Aaron, I love seeing Jack with the small and MSG. Guy loves the rivalry games. He's fueled by how many Ranger fans always say, what if we got Jack Hughes? Ace, I know I've talked about Gritsuk in the past. I read that him coming in March versus in the next year or two is whether his KHL team makes the playoffs. Same with Hami Naha. Okay. Joseph goes Cotter, Bratt, Jack. Also, other than Brady, who's a top 6 guy you would like to see come trade deadline? It's way too soon. But I will say, if the Predators completely fall out, if the money, if we're just dreaming out loud, I would love Stammer. And I would take Marchessault as well, but I honestly would probably rather have Stammer. Stammer is just a legend of the sport. He's won multiple cups. He's played in international tournaments. I think he's a great finisher. He has a little dog in him for the type of player that he is. And I feel like Jack, Bratt, and Stammer could be absolutely lethal. Another Bratt, Hughes, Cotter. Bratt, Cotter, Jack, Nico 4. Yeah, I'm probably I'm similar to yours, Devil, but I have Nico in for Jack in the top 3. So I have Nico, Bratt, Cotter, and Jack would be my 4th. Frank, the Devils 3-on-3 should beat most teams. They shouldn't need to go to a shootout. Yeah, but if you don't, with the way the possessions work now, and teams like almost treating it like, then we win the face-off, we enter the zone, then we'll pass it back. We're all the way that it's played now is so different that if you lose the face-off, you might not touch the puck for 2 minutes. It's kind of crazy. Cotter, Bratt, Nico. Yeah, that's Fonda. That's my lineup. Cotter, Bratt, and Nico. Jack loses the puck. Nothing special about Markstrom. Someone said here he faced low-quality shots. Come on, man. Markstrom made some crazy saves today. You're wild. Dogzilla, Kovacevic is plus 14. I've seen enough. Definitely in the sign this guy long-term can't make it happen. Yeah, but that's going to come at the cost of losing something else. I love Kovacevic. I'm all in on Johnny Kovacevic. I would love to sign him now. I don't even, can they even sign him now? I forget what the rules are, but I would try to sign him up immediately. The sooner the better, because then that gives you more time to kind of figure out the next move. And I have to say, if Kovacevic is signed long-term, I would firmly believe that either Seamus Casey or Shimo Nemitz will be moved in a separate deal. I just can't see how, if Kovacevic is signed, what is the path back to the NHL for Casey and Nemitz? And so we have now officially a glut on the blue line. And if that happens, it's it is what it is. But I'm a Kovacevic guy for sure, and want to see him here. I'm curious how the team feels and if they are going to prioritize him or let him walk after the summer and bring back one of the kids, one of the young guys. Shooters maybe Timo, Cotter, Nico, Bratt, and Jack. So your first 3 are Timo, Cotter, Nico, Bratt, and Jack. I mean, that's decent. The block shots today were unreal. Great effort from the boys. Yeah, total dedication. Hits and block shots, laying down in front of rubber. and just taking those welts. And there's going to be a lot of guys probably getting treatments or in the ice bath tomorrow because there was some bombs that were absorbed. Pesce with 2, a couple seconds apart on that power play in the first period, and wow, oh wow. But signs of winning clubs, guys. You want to see guys lay out for the cause, sacrifice the body, and do whatever they have to do to win. And this club is doing it. It's frustrating when we see games like this, and then within a few games, see efforts that don't resemble it. But you're not going to win every game. You can't be hot every night. But tonight was the Devils' night. They capitalized on their chances. And they, despite giving up a ton of shots to the Rangers, they did what they had to do to win. Can Pesce please get his first goal as a Devil? Listen, as long as him and Luke as a pairing are ranked, as a few games ago, I think it was like 6th in the league with the goals against per game, like per 60 minutes. I want to say it was 1.3. Pretty damn good. SST, Casey stays because if he's traded, who replaces Hamilton on a blue line? Luke doesn't. I would agree that Casey is more, well, you just hate on Luke, but Casey could be a very good power play 1 QB for years to come. In the event, or say, if and when, or if or when Dougie is traded, I do think Casey would be a phenomenal power play 1 quarterback. And so for that reason, if I had to predict would the Devils trade Casey or Nemitz, I probably would pick or guess that they would trade Nemitz. And I'm curious now what his value is, given that they did send him down. I'd have to believe that could hurt his value a little bit. I don't see how it wouldn't, but I don't think it kills his value. But I think teams are going to be like, well, you're trying to, get this return on this guy, but how good is he if he's not even in your lineup? With that being said, Fitzy's going to have to say, well, unfortunately, I have a very, very deep blue line. And as a result of my defensive riches, it's the only reason you're even being offered this player. The defending regular season champs are in free fall. They certainly are. Lost 6 of 7. There's going to be a lot of probably Doomer Ranger fans in the coming days. Luke was hungry for a goal tonight. Both him and Pesce seem like they're due. Yeah, Luke was all over once again. Had a couple decent chances. He had one shot where he was really pissed he couldn't finish. I think, if I remember correctly, the sequence was he gloved down the puck, put it down, came in, did a couple moves, and got stopped. But it's only a matter of time. I feel like once Luke gets one, he's gonna start producing. Casey can also play forward when needed. He did that from time to time in Michigan. I have no interest in seeing him do that here. Just play defense, baby. Casey is lighting it up in Utica. I don't think Nemitz has a lot of points right now. Nemitz, though, is more of an all-around defenseman, whereas Casey is that offensive threat. More of an offensive defenseman. I'm trying to find his stats here. Yeah, 14 points in 14 games. I mean, it's kind of what I expected, a point per game guy. If anyone gets injured, I think he will be back up. But without an injury, I just don't know what his path back is for this year. And like I said, if you sign Kovacevic long term, where does that put? Even if you trade Nemitz, what is Casey's path back? I guess trading Dougie would be, or trading Siegenthaler, which Siegenthaler has been phenomenal this year. So it's like, who are you getting rid of? There's just really nowhere to turn. Marty B, I'm in Winnipeg. They gave up Kovacevic, put on waivers. Canadians pick him up, and now we get 6th rounder. Jets must be kicking themselves right now. I'm sure they are. Nemitz is more of a two-way defenseman versus Luke. Not Luke. Casey is supposed to be more of that offensive defenseman. But I think Nemitz is, capable of putting up some points and chipping in as well. But he's definitely supposed to be the more sound in the D zone defenseman of the two. But with Kovacevic and now Siegenthaler and Pesci and Dillon, it seems like we're pretty set in that department. And it would be nice to have a puck mover like Casey with that vision, passing, and shot that he has to try to get some goals and some offense from the blue line. And I do think Casey is one of the most dangerous guys we have in the system that could bring that. We saw that early on this season. He had 4 goals or whatever in a very short span. Sorry, 3 goals. Yeah, 3 goals and an assist for 4 points in 8 games. I mean, wow. Wow. Jason, why can't we get a Hallinan sighting? Yeah, it's crazy. 5 guys, I think, right? Was it 5 I counted before? Dowling. It was Dowling, Foote, Bowers. Yeah, now Legary and Hardman. Yeah, so it just seems like for whatever reason, Hallinan is not on that short list of guys to call up for whatever reason. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea what the internal situation is, why they're giving all these other guys a chance. I mean, shit, maybe we'll see Chase Stillman after all. Some of you guys were asking about Chase Stillman in the some of you were asking about Chase Stillman in the live the other night. Maybe even Stillman gets a look before this poor guy does. Casey is better than Luke. I don't think right now, especially not defensively. Luke really has kind of stepped it up the past couple weeks. I wouldn't be surprised that if at the end of their careers or even in a few years that people say that. But again, are you looking at point totals? What are you judging on? But I do think Casey is capable of putting up some serious point totals. I do think he's the one guy I wanted to see. Yeah, I wanted to see Hallinan as well. Walt got to run. Hell of a game tonight. Let's go Devils. Let's go Devils. Stillman's been bad. That's my point. That's why I'm joking. Like, is Stillman going to get a crack in the NHL before Hallinan? Because for whatever reason, Hallinan's not getting that call. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Luke's really coming into his own. He's going to be a stud. Yeah, I definitely think Luke is going to be a stud. Obviously, he has, pedigree of a lot of great players in his family. Great skating, great shot. He has the moves. It does seem like he's becoming way more involved in the offense and, pinching more and stuff in the last couple weeks. I think maybe Keefe put him on a short leash for the first few weeks he returned from his injury. And then they were like, unleash the dragon, baby. Unleash the dragon. And he's just flying all over the place. Yeah, had a near goal tonight as well. Ace, if we lost tonight, it would have sucked with the long way off between games here. Absolutely. Absolutely would have sucked. And that's why before you go on a few day stretch where you're off, you love to see the W, especially on the Garden. Hanging up a W at the Garden is always the cherry on the sundae. Luke has a pretty good shot. I disagree. Or maybe the fact that he gets the shots off, his ability to get a shot off. Maybe not the shot itself, but he gets shots off in tight spaces. Yes, maybe not the shot itself, the ability to get shots off. We're gonna be so literal over here. Yeah, Luke had that. I think he gloved it down and cut to the net. I thought he was going to score. I think it's only a matter of time. I told my buddy, one of my other friends that was over watching the game, he somehow got suckered into fantasy hockey, even though he doesn't really know much about hockey, but he's slowly getting into it now. And he had Luke Hughes and he dropped him. He told me today, he's like, oh, I dropped Luke Hughes. He wasn't really doing much for me. And I was like, oh, it's funny that you mentioned that now. Like, I feel like he's been coming on the past couple games, and it's only a matter of time. If you stuck it out all this time, you should have waited a little bit more. But yeah, he'll get it going, I'm sure. But I do think with his contract situation, he's probably not thrilled to be, not producing as much offensively. I'm sure he'd like to be putting up those flashy point totals like he did last year. I don't even know if that's attainable at this point. I feel like he's kind of far down the games played to ever kind of catch that. What did he finish with last year? Let's see, 40 something. Let's see. Yeah, 47 in 82 games. But he's not even remotely sniffing that this year. That's a lot of points. Luke, a ridiculous skater, and he'll improve his shot. Yeah, hopefully he improves everything. He's still very young. How much do you pay for tickets to the Garden? I looked it up, and it wasn't that crazy. I could have sworn I looked it up last night. I didn't look today. I was just looking out of curiosity last night, and I feel like there was decent tickets for like $200. I feel like $200 could have got you a decent ticket, which is not crazy because Devils Rangers at Prudential would be similar. So it's not as crazy as people make it out to be. Dogzilla, need to end Niedermayer's star goal by Luke last year was killer. Need to see more of that. Yeah, Luke had some crazy highlights last year. I think the end-to-end goal was against Columbus, if I'm not mistaken. And then he had that overtime one against Philly. Yeah, I know what you meant. A lot of power. That's true. I'm surprised usually Garden tickets are absurd. And maybe it has to do with the fact that the Rangers have been on a slide. Maybe they were more expensive a few weeks ago. I didn't look until fairly recent. So that probably has a lot to do with it. I'd imagine, for all teams when they're struggling and kind of on a skid, people are like, do I want to pay all this money to go? And maybe that was why the tickets were cheaper than normal. Because I feel like it didn't seem like it was that crazy to me. Devils have riches on defense. They were high on Makamadulin and Ahoytuk and traded them. Yes, we got team up. They're pretty high on the D list. Yeah, then the Sharks waived Ahoytuk. I liked him. When they waived him, I was like, we should try to get him back. He was a physical dude, and he was smashing people. I thought he had potential. And I feel like last year, one game, he smashed a bunch of Devils when we played them in San Jose. And then I remember hearing that they waived him. Kind of odd. Still don't see anyone jumping the Rangers for a wild card spot. No, I fully agree. And so I do think the top three in the division and the fourth, the top four teams call it, are going to be Devils, Rangers, Caps, and Hurricanes, just what they are now. We'll see who falls in the top three. And then whatever team is not in the top three, I fully suspect will be the owner of that number one wild card spot. Oh, shit. It's getting late. It's getting late. All right, you guys know what time it is for you regulars. I'm going to go take a little pee break. I always wash my hands, so you don't need to tell me that. But I'm going to take a pee break, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll wrap this thing up, throw any closing, whatever's, throw it out there in the chat, and we'll wrap this thing up. But what a night at Madison Square Garden. God, what a great night to be a Devils fan. All right, back in 2 minutes. Be right back. The Andres can't close out games again. I've been so caught up in the euphoria of the win. I didn't play. Like Quinn with less flair at the moment, still learning the game. Yeah, he's super young, guys. I mean, he came into the league super young, and he's been let's see. He turned 21 a few months ago. Just finally able to legally buy a beer. Just hit of age to buy a beer. Would like to see Legary play again next Friday against Seattle. Hardman can sit for Tatar, but I'd like. Is Tatar ready to come back? I missed that if there was an update. Love what he brought, and he's a right-handed shot too. Yeah, he had some. He was. He kind of stood out to me, I think, in the hell they call that? My mind's shot right now. The rookie prospect challenge tournament in Buffalo in the summer. He looked pretty good there. I think he could definitely be a potential, but it's just hard, man. I would love to know what the real deal with Lazar is, and is he going to bear with me one second. Yeah, Tatar should play next game. Tatar will be ready. Still need to make a trade for a bottom sixer within the short term. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Fitzy could get one cheap. You got to do it. But wow, man, when the top guns are going, they were flying tonight. Bradder, Jack. I thought it was a fairly quiet night from Timo. Let me see. What did Timo do tonight? Let's look at the Timo. 2 shots, a block, and a hit. Okay. Can't be Superman every night. I mean, his first 2 games back after that nonsensical suspension, he was going off. He was going off. You guys got anything else? There's still people in here, but it seems like the comments have came to a crawl. Does anyone have anything else out there? Oh, shit. I am a little surprised we beat them as handily as we did, though. I mean, wow. That's a beautiful beatdown. 5-1. That is a domination. I mean, there's no other way to slice it. That's not like we squeaked by and got lucky. That's like you took it to them and took their soul. Jack, if Brady Tkachuk is shopped in the offseason, could the Devils be a realistic player in those trade sweepstakes, even if it means trading Nemitz or Casey, potentially another high pick prospect? Listen, Jack, anything's possible. I feel like the thing with that is he does have a no move clause that kicks in on July 1. And so if they are anywhere near where they are now, which is pretty poorly in the standings, if they're far out of the playoffs come the deadline, it would be in the best interest of the Senators to trade him at that point. His value will be highest at that point, at the deadline. So a team that's looking to get him would be getting him for the playoff run and then obviously the remainder of his contract which let me double check that. I believe is at least 3 more seasons after this one. Yeah, it's 3 more seasons after this current season. So if they're far out of the playoffs, there's no point in them holding on. If they are truly going to move him, there's no point in waiting till the offseason. They should move him at the deadline. And if they somehow have that conversation, and it's only going to happen, I believe, if Brady goes to them and says he wants out, which at this point, would anyone blame him? I don't even know how Senators fans could blame him. I mean, he's been a loyal soldier. He's been their captain. Heart and soul of the team. The guy does everything, gives his all every night, but it seems like they're going nowhere. And he just was on the ice when his brother was skating the cup with his whole family. And so he wants to just play in playoff games, wants a cup of his own. Ottawa doesn't seem like they're anywhere near. And I could see him saying that he wants out. And I if you're a sensible Senator fan, it's heartbreaking as it is. They shouldn't kill him for it. But if Tkachuk does come to that realization, I believe that he gets dealt at the deadline, or not at all, or maybe next, maybe he sticks it out one more year after this. I mean, who knows how long they're going to drag this on for, but it's clear that the Senators are not a real contender, and they probably won't be anytime soon. And so, like I said, he has that no move clause that kicks in July 1. His highest value for the Senators will be trading him at this deadline, where someone would have him for the playoff run this season and 3 more seasons. You would get a monster return for him. I imagine tons of teams would be in on him. And so to answer your question, could they be a realistic player? They could. I don't know that they will be, because again, you need to free up a ton of money to be able to fit him under the cap. And it would be very hard to do without, moving Palat and a couple other smaller pieces, or Dougie. And I don't know that they would do that at this juncture. So the timing, I thought our best chance to get him, and in my opinion, the ship kind of sailed, was this past offseason when we had the number 10 pick as a big trade piece, and before we signed all those guys in free agency. If we were able to get him before that, then that would have kind of dictated what moves and signings were going to happen after that. But, nothing came of any of the rumors that were out there, whether they were BS or not. So, could they be? Yes. If I'm being realistic, I would say the percentage is very small because of the cap situation. You would have to find a good amount of money to get him under the cap. Our top 6 has been great. I'd like to see our third line get going a little more. Is Lazar on long-term injury reserve? Does this free up cap space to trade? Yeah, but it's not a ton. Lazar doesn't make a ton, so it's not like earth-shattering. To pick up another top 6 guy, if they're making any sort of real money, you're going to have to move other pieces in the deal to free up cap space. SP, good morning from Germany. A perfect way to start the day with a Devils win. Let's go, Devils. Let's go, SP. Good morning to you. Anson Meadows. Salayev will be here in 2 years. D is going to be so good. Salayev is a monster giant. Monster kid. Hopefully he fills out a little bit, puts on some weight, but he could be a good one. I have high hopes for Salayev. Anson Meadows, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, Devils fans. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, please. I don't know how many we have, but probably not enough. Jay Snow, honestly, the Rangers were just soft. They let the Devils walk to the middle of the ice multiple times, give up odd man rushes. They look super uninspired. It's crazy what happened to this team. And you love to see it. Oh, man, it's a beautiful sight to see. Seeing the Rangers in free fall. I mean, I would absolutely love to see them miss the playoffs somehow. I don't think they will, but I could see it kind of being a quick appearance to them in said playoffs, because right now they look like a mess. But teams could turn it on. And again, if Shesterkin starts playing well, you can never count them out. They started off the season pretty hot. Jason, no, maybe you shouldn't publicly try to trade your captain and end up keeping him. Wow. What an evening. Jason, no, I wouldn't care to see Bastion anymore. Yeah, I'm kind of... It sucks. I always liked him and rooted for him, but I'm kind of with you. Like, can we upgrade from you? And I think you can. It's like, what is he really bringing? Limited offense. We saw hints of it here and there, but, the toughness kind of lacking. I don't know. It's a tough one. I wouldn't be furious if he came back, but it just kind of seems like one of those things, like, has that ship sailed on this team now with what we're looking to do? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we will see him return. I mean, he's been skating with the thing on. the full cage. Yeah, that was so unfortunate. Terrible. Lomberg. But Lomberg did get a complete whipping at the hands of Olivier. It was a beautiful scrap. A beautiful, beautiful scrap. Jack, this game may force changes in Rangerland. A blowout loss on home ice to your biggest rival can't go over well with management, especially after the losing they've suffered in the last week. Plus, yeah, my buddy Chris says he doesn't want Laviolette to get fired, but you know, in these situations, typically that's the easy scapegoat to go to, and you know, shake it up. The coach often is the first one to go. Give me all the turmoil. F them 1 since 40. It is crazy how bad they've been for so long. And their cup was literally 30 years ago this past summer. And they talk as if, they're like a relevant team. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we made the playoffs and did all this and that. And it's like, if you didn't win the cup, then who cares? Like, great. I would rather you have, you won in 94. The Devils have had 3 cups since then. And yeah, we've had some hard times as of late. But to talk about, just being in the playoffs as if that's some huge win for them, oh, we made the playoffs every year for blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but you didn't win. You didn't win. So in the end, does it really matter? Yeah, making the playoffs is great. I wish we made the playoffs all those years we didn't. I really do. I wish we were in the playoffs every single year, but they weren't. And the reality is they didn't win the cup and neither did we. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're looking to celebrate, but it is a very, by and large, what I would call a arrogant and entitled fan base for whatever reason that believe that they have like a sense of importance. It's like you won 1 cup 30 years ago. Like I know a lot of people that younger, a little bit younger than me that talk about it. And I'm like, you don't even remember it. The Devils should get Olivier Ace. He's only making $1 million. I mean, he's an absolute animal. Obviously, I'm not going to give any pushback on that. I would love to get Olivier. I just don't know. Keefe is not a wartime general, it seems. It seems as Keefe is more of an analytics, skill kind of guy. Because if I'm being honest, there's zero chance that if I'm the coach that Kurtismacdermid was not in the lineup tonight, regardless of whether Rempe was or not. Jack McCabe, turn on the Rangers broadcast the last 10 minutes or so. All they're talking about were players from the 94 team. Are you really surprised? Manuel, good morning from Switzerland. What a day to start today. Let's go Devils. Let's go Devils, Manuel. Let's go. Let's go. The boys with a massive win on the ice of the New York Rangers in the Garden, just getting it done on the road. Jay Ritchie, Lamborghini got his ass whooped. Thank God. I mean, that was a scrap, though. He's a tough guy. I mean, props to Lomberg. He was in there just taking shots. Tatar back on Friday. Keefe said pregame. Okay, so I'd imagine he'll be back in. Unhinged Devils fan. I didn't get to watch NHL work. What a victory. Let's go Devils. Yeah, one of my buddies texted me. He was having issues too. I don't know. All these things with the different scams and the apps you got to do, and this game's on this one, and it's blacked out. Like, it's all such a pain in the ass. For a league that's desperately trying to grow the game of hockey, they really go out of their way to make it extremely difficult to find games. And like, nothing for nothing. I joke and say I'm an old man, but like, I'm really not an old man when it comes to technology. Like, I'm fairly adequate. But I know people 15, 20 years older than me that it's like, if they had to find a game on an app and then get it on their television, there's zero chance it's happening. Like, zero chance. So you're already at a disadvantage. Like, certain ages of fans are just totally disconnected from what you're asking them to do. Ryan Johnson, God, that game was cash money. Cash money indeed. Joe Mama, pirate flag. I'd imagine that's in reference to how you watch the games. I know there's a lot of people here that are fans of, sailing the seas, if you will. Everyone's had to put on an eye patch now and then and and get out there on those seas to find something more to be. Wrap it up, Ace, on this glorious night of a rags shellacking. Yeah, I'm about to in a second. A couple more comments on here. Jack, what's your favorite piece of Devils memorabilia? It'd be hard to pick one, those Marty pads, now that I'm scratching my back here, those Marty pads right there in the frame would be amongst them for sure. But I have a bunch. Most of my favorite pieces would probably be, I mean, I have so many. I have so much shit. It's crazy. I've been fortunate to be collecting for a very long time. And so I've amassed some really, really cool stuff. But obviously, mostly my Marty stuff. But, I have a couple Marty game-worn jerseys. I have Scott Stevens game-worn jersey. All the jerseys. Cup Finals jerseys are super special. So there's a lot of them. But I would say, a lot of the Marty stuff and the Cup Finals stuff, game used, game worn would be, the top echelon for me personally. Brandon, people wonder why no one watches hockey. It's because it's impossible. Every game is on different apps. NHL is the most cash scam sport there is. I mean, it really, like, it is crazy. Like, just make it easy. Get the games back on. I remember Melrose on ESPN2 late at night. Watching the West Coast games late on ESPN2, hockey night. Like, yeah, it's just annoying. Obviously, they are doing a good job, I think, with the TNT stuff. But, if you want to bring in new viewers, you need to get the shit on regular television that people don't have to go find a million different apps to watch the games. It's frustrating. They'll eventually figure it out, maybe, but it just seems money makes the world go round, my friends. That's why you have, raw chicken fingers and undercooked food at the Rock, because it's all about the Benjamins, baby. They put that contract out and some shit company came in with their garbage food. All right, but that's it. I'm wrapping up. Unless someone throws something out there in the next couple seconds, it's over now. If you haven't hit the like button, I don't know what you're waiting for. Be a great time to hit that like. The game was supposed to be on NHL Network as well. I watched it on MSG like I watch most of the games. My buddy texted me and he was trying to watch. He said he was trying to watch it on NHL Network, and for some reason they were playing something else. And then somehow eventually he was able to get it. Go to Stream East, you get every game. Rangers on 6-game losing streak without Stack. They are bad. So no, Brandon, they've lost 6 of 7. They lost 5 in a row, then they beat the Canadians on Saturday, and then we just beat them tonight. So they lost 6 of 7. No, Jay Snow. Barry Melrose is still alive and kicking. Joe Mama, night, everyone. Great game tonight. Definitely great game tonight. Ryan, flying from Toronto to watch a game at Prudential. Any tips for Prudential? Probably just to buy one of the suite tickets, I would say, Ryan. Buy VIP tickets that come with food, because you're way better off than buying a random other ticket and then buying food separately. In terms of money and quality of food, your best bet is to just get, because that's the beauty of the all-inclusive food places. Like, often things suck, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. Throw it in the trash and go get something else. That's definitely the way to go. I don't think hockey brings in the TV revenue. Probably not, but I feel like even hockey, the TV deal is still shitloads of money, maybe not compared to other sports, but hockey's the greatest game on the planet. I mean, one of my buddies that came over tonight, he would watch hockey here and there very randomly when we were younger, when the Devils were good, but he didn't really know anything about it or pay attention. And I kind of forced it on him again recently. And now he's like texting me and like, he's getting super into it. And he'd be like talking about specific plays. Like, how do they do that? Like, the guys are flying 1,000,000 miles an hour. And how do they know where guys are going? And then he's a ruffian like myself. So he loves any displays of heavier, edgier, more violent. He loves the fisticuffs and loves all of it. So, they have to just get it on mainstream TV and get eyeballs on it. If people are sports fans and they witness the game now, especially now with some of the skill and speed these guys have now, just Steve Alliquette, what a pompous douche. Guys act like he was one of the game's greats. G. Piercy, let's go Devils. Brandon, during the second period, the Rangers would cheat the score, so the Devils did it for them. It was funny. Great game, boys. Peace. Good night, Jay Snow. Brandon, sorry the Rangers wouldn't. Oh. Biggie 250. I was at the game. Very nice. Hope you enjoyed it. You got treated to a quality game for sure. A beautiful game by your New Jersey Devils. All right, that's it. I'm wrapping up. I'm delirious. Delirious. Folks, coming off a painful loss at the hands of the Capitals on home ice, your New Jersey Devils cross the river, marquee in net, march into Madison Square Garden, get one early, and just keep their foot on the gas and absolutely break the souls of the New York Rangers by a score of 5-1. Jackie Boy with 2 goals and an assist for a 3-point night. Bratter with 1 goal and 3 assists for 4 points. Heavier, edgier, more violent, blocking shots, throwing hits. The Devils did it all, and you love to see it. A statement win. It may send shockwaves through the Rangers organization. Maybe becomes the catalyst for big changes. Who knows? Not my problem, not my concern. All I know is I absolutely love this New Jersey Devils team. I've been telling you guys for weeks. I do believe they have the right blend of everything, and I'm jacked. I am jacked for where this is all going to end up. Hopefully, in this 5-game homestand coming up, they really show out, because this is a big opportunity to gain some ground on the teams we're looking up at and really, solidify themselves as one of those top 3 teams in the Metro and try to make a push to win this division. I don't think it's crazy whatsoever. And someone pointed out earlier on paper, most of these games are very winnable or should win games on home ice. So we will see. I will obviously have my regular recap video coming out tomorrow about the Devils Rangers game. And then at some point before, I'm all messed up. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yeah. So on Wednesday or Thursday, I'll have, I'll probably have a couple of videos coming out in that time span, but one of them I'll kind of do like I've been doing recently, like the look ahead, and it'll be, 5-game homestand, looking at the 5 games coming up and giving some hopes and expectations regarding that. But it's a big opportunity for the Devils. Big opportunity with 5 games at home. That's it. The boys got it done. You'd love to see it. Wish we saw Curtis. We didn't, but we saw a 5-1 win. And I'll be back soon. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being part of history as the New Jersey Devils smashed the New York Rangers by a score of 5-1 on this glorious December evening. I'll be back soon. What a beautiful evening. Beautiful evening it was. And hopefully the beginning of a winning streak. Hopefully we could just put that beautiful streak together. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.